because George Baum is taking a break. He's still with us today, and also with us today we have Jacob and Proto. We have not a lot of news to discuss, mostly just opinions, theories, rumours, a couple of controversies, and one bit of news. So, how are we all today? What cartoons have we been watching?
I've been watching a whole lot of nothing, except for some Best Picture nominees.
Kung Fu Panda 3 and Star Wars Rebels. Seriously, this week's episode was fucking awesome.
I'm glad to hear it. How about you, Jacob?
The first episode of Fuller House.
Which is a high-class show to be watching, if I might add.
Yes, it is.
Truly better than like the likes of House of Cards, Daredevil, whatever the hell else. A Beast of No Nation, of course. Those are good, but compared to Fuller House, just
those shows don't have the je ne sais quoi that Fuller House does.
Yes,
it doesn't have. I was actually a funny story before Georgia called me back. I was actually filming myself doing a review of it. To put blunt, to anybody who's never seen it, within the first 5 minutes, the Olsons get a big middle finger to the camera, should I even set it up or no?
People,
and if you want to know exactly what that shot is, look up on my public Twitter. It was apparently one of the tweets that got True TV to actually call me out, saying, "Leave Fuller House alone." I am not even joking. This is an event that actually happened.
Wait, True TV? The channel?
The True TV channel actually called me out on my public Twitter.
I need to see this thing real quick.
I couldn't make this shit up if I tried.
I can't make this shit up. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. That's sad.
The talent to make this shit up.
I guess this just confirms the fact that so few people were interested in this that any tweet is getting a response from the channel. I mean,
we're not doing anything until I find the tweet.
Here, I'll send it to you real quick. Give me a second. How often?
Send me a message. Send me a message. Right
Here it is. Found it. Tweet. I'm screen sharing it right now. Give me a second.
We're not even 5 minutes into the show, folks, and already starting beef with mainstream TV networks.
Okay, give me a second. Let me find it. It should be in my pictures. By the way, this is my public Twitter. You can follow me whenever. Here is the real tweet that they sent it.
Okay, let's see. Okay, leave Fuller House.
This is a real tweet. This is a legitimately real tweet that they sent. I took a picture of it because I was afraid of them taking it down.
Okay, I need to ask something up front. Now, here's the thing I need to ask. Would you say it in, oh god, who's that? Who's that, Chris Crocker voice?
Leave Fuller House alone! It's just not fair! Can't judge it by today's standards!
I knew you would make that joke. I knew.
I need to ask something up front, when it comes down to that. Why, of all the shows, Full House? Of all the 80s and 90s sitcoms to choose from,
to be honest, I have a theory about this, and that is simply that it's a response to all the sort of internet reviewers making jokes about it, has sort of created this sort of ironic resurgence and repopularity of the show. They'll have been monitoring metrics on YouTube or something and be like, oh, lots of people watching these clips, and there's a reference. There was referenced by So they'll thought, fuck it, let's do a reunion.
Let's do a badly written reunion.
A reunion.
But I mean,
Reunion.
and it's like, but I mean, yeah, it's ironic. Like, it's got an ironic popularity. That doesn't make watching like any more interesting. Because here's the thing: it's not that Full House is a truly awful show. It's that it's such a boring show. Let me explain. Let me put it in a way that makes sense. Like a lot of shows, like during that time, like Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Family Matters, even Home Improvement, I think, and oh god, what was that one from the '80s? Small Wonder. You know, say what you will about that, but they all have like some kind of pseudo vice to them, like some unique bit of like either actually something truly good about it or something so strange that it was actually fascinating to watch. Full House really didn't have that. It was the Wonder Bread of sitcoms. It
I
really
know.
was.
Maybe the creators just wanted to stick it to Black Lives Matter by doing a reunion of the whitest show on earth.
Oh my god, that was fucking perfect.
They actually had Little Richard, Cammy, like have a special guest appearance on the show. They should have gone at Toons.
And it's ironic you brought that up because tonight's the Oscars. Oscars so white, you know.
Oscar's so white,
Oh.
and yet and it's apparently so white that True TV loves them. Loves it.
To be fair, the Oscars can't be that white this year. There aren't that many British actors up for awards.
True, which is sad.
Well, it's not sad. It's just confirming that, you know, when the Oscars are entirely British, that's when you know Oscars so white.
Well, you
Well,
Brits have caused many tragedies, so pretty much, I don't think it's well deserved, including you more.
Now, I want to see like the actual.
whoa. Don't lump me in with the rest of these Brits. I can trace my ancestry all the way back to the old Celtics. Blame them fucking Italian immigrants coming here, taking our land, forcing their religion upon us. Tell you what, they even built a wall. That's who Trump's getting inspiration from, the fucking Romans. Building a wall to keep the savages on the other side out.
Well,
Makes
fuck
sense.
you then.
And yet he quoted Mussolini.
Mussolini?
Mussolini, you know
The old Italian World War, was it 1 or 2 leader?
I think it was two.
Yeah, it was allied with good old Adolf.
That's something you never thought you'd hear. Good old Adolf.
Well, it's true. Adolf Hitler is a true hero of World War II because he's the one who killed Hitler.
This is true. Let's be real here. You know we're live, right, David?
Yeah, I'm aware, but I'm here to push the boundaries. Anyway, welcome to the Master Toons podcast, and to take a leaf out of fellow Brit Total Biscuits book, we occasionally talk about cartoons.
We are so
apparently.
now. You should be going to take us down.
You see, this is what happens when I let David host. The whole show just goes to shit.
Hey,
Even when you host, George, things go to shit.
Oh.
Well, on that. Oh, children. Don't make me use the Stephen Fry voice.
Please use the Stephen Fry voice. I would.
I could never do a Stephen Fry voice. I'm too northern and too common. And not gay enough.
You sure your profile pic says you are? Oh!
No, my profile pic says 90s boy band.
Oh, right.
Not gay.
Oh, okay.
Either 90s boy band or Magic Act.
Or both.
Or both. 90s boy band magician.
I thought 90s boy bands and gay are the same thing.
Damn it, I was going to say that.
So let's get right into the news then. Now we've had our brief detour through Fuller House and we've alienated our entire audience. Pretty much. Okay, well, I think we're going to start here with the easiest bit of news to discuss, the new Powerpuff Girl voices. A clip recently came out from Cartoon Network, for some reason on, I believe, their Instagram, of all places to release it. I mean, I know Instagram's popular, but surely it's still not got the numbers YouTube does. Either that or they're worried about Time Warner IDing their own content. But regardless, the new voices have come, and to say reactions range from meh to, oh Jesus Christ, what have they done? It's something of an understatement. So, George, how did you feel about the voices? How did the voices make you feel? Speak to Sigmund.
I did not see the new clip. I've only seen the one that was released a couple of weeks ago, which we've already talked about.
So you've not seen the clip with the cafeteria and the...
I'm currently watching. I'm currently looking it up right now.
Well, in which case, we'll switch over to you, Jacob, because I know Proto hasn't watched it yet. He's being sensible and waiting for the actual show to come out.
Well, fuck you too, Mort.
What? I'm saying you're being sensible.
Sensible? I mean reasonable, you ass.
Yeah, sensible and reasonable are the same thing.
Okay,
No, they're not.
Okay, contrary to these two other amateurs, I have seen it.
Amateur your ass.
It was fine, I guess. I mean, I guess I would have problems like the voices didn't quite feel right to me, except for maybe Watson and I guess a little bit of other Bubbles. David, you could have the floor with that one.
Oh yes. Well, we'll get to that when I give my thoughts on it. So yeah, in general, I am of the opinion that, firstly, I can't put my finger on it. Sort of at first I thought it was that the animation itself was low quality, but it isn't. But there is something about the animation in this scene that just screams of a bad-looking, cheap-looking show.
I'm watching the clip right now, and I agree wholeheartedly. This does not look good. Like, you can argue the original show hasn't held up that well, but it at least has a style to it. This just seems lazy.
Yeah, there's something about it. I mean, I actually got that obsessed with this. I sort of did a frame count, and it's sort of standard frame count for Western cartoons, even ones made in Flash these days. But something about the way they do it, the way the characters move, the way things are animated,
You know what I think?
looks bad.
You know what? I think I figured out what it is.
And that would be, sir?
This may sound weird, but there's too much flowing movement. Like, the original show was very stilted, if you remember it. Like, there was very, like, frame by frame, shot by shot, movement. Like, it wasn't, like, very flowing through, but it worked. Here, it's more flowing and more real looking, I guess, if you could call it that, but it just doesn't mesh as well as it could. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's just what I'm getting at from watching this.
Well, Oh, go on, Jacob.
You know what it looks like? It's like Fuller House.
Are you sure it looks like a Fuller House, Jacob? Because it doesn't look like that to me. It looks to me like some kind of animal. It's got a voice, like an actor. Can't put my finger on the voice.
Oh yeah. What does the voice sound like? What does the voice sound like? I'm curious.
I don't know. It's some dude. I think he played the Master in Doctor Who once, and it was considered terrible.
Oh, okay. Trying to remember. Oh, wait a minute. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking what you're thinking. Does it sound like Eric Roberts?
Could the animal be a cat, perchance?
A talking cat?
A cat? Oh, a talking cat.
Well, that's
anyway,
absurd.
Back on topic.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just finished the clip, and I don't like hating this. I really want to like it. I really do want to get behind this, but I just can't. There's just something about it that doesn't click at all. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't feel like Powerpuff Girls. I know it seems cliche to say, but it doesn't feel like the Powerpuff Girls I grew up with. But I think even newer audiences, like, they could still watch the original show and get something out of it more than they could this.
I think sort of the big thing that this clip showed when Bubbles went into the sports announcer segment is it's sort of taking some subtle cues from, and I hate to say it, Teen Titans Go with sort of random humor.
You know what? You're kind of right.
My hope just went down to fucking Satan's asshole. Thanks to that. Thank you, guys. Now I'm ready to watch this on April.
Like, in context, it wouldn't be too bad if it was just, Bubbles took a spoon and did the sports announcer bit. But the fact the screen then goes into like a sports news with a ticker tape and all that, the news ticker, it's sort of, you can't see it, but I'm waving my hands around to sort of illustrate my point. But yeah, it sort of gives it that Teen Titans Go-y sort of random lol purple monkey dishwasher style humor, and I don't think that sort of gels well. It's sort of forcing humor into the situation rather than drawing humor from the situation, which is what the original did more of.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people. I think I'm gonna quote Mike from Regular Media on this during their Half in the Bag on Jeff Who Lives at Home. It's a sitcom. It's a situation. Sitcoms doesn't stand for comedy that you sit down and watch. It stands for situational comedy. That's what the original show was. It was very situational humor coming from the characters and the situation that they were in, and just letting the sparks fly. Here, it's just, hey, isn't this funny that we're just randomly grabbing stuff? And I'll be honest, I'm getting really fucking sick of that type of humor.
I mean, to be honest, my other big gripe with it, beside it looking bad, the humor not landing, is the voices. Now, it's not all the voices, it's one particular voice. It's Bubbles.
Yeah,
What have they done to Bubbles? She does not sound cute and bubbly anymore. And I get it. Sort of the idea is meant to be a little bit older. They're in elementary school now, not in kindergarten. That's fine. But her voice doesn't change that much in that time. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the other characters are sort of sound like themselves, or at least an approximation thereof. I can sort of imagine that, yeah, as they've grown up, this is what the characters would sound like. But Bubbles sounds nothing like Bubbles should. It just sounds like a generic sort of young female character. There's no bubble to Bubbles' voice.
Yeah, you pretty much nail it.
Wow.
It's like, when you think about it, it's like a soda with no carbonation.
Wow, you. Wow. So
And
much.
then, no bubbles.
Yeah,
Think
it's.
about it.
I thought about it. Yeah. So someone has gone and loosened my Coca-Cola's lid. Other brands are available.
Yeah, it just had to. Anyway, back to the. I'm gonna bring up a good comparison, and I hate. Good Lord, I cannot believe I am saying this. Give Teen Titans Go some credit. They at least got the original voice actors.
I actually don't, because frankly, it means that the original actors have to read such garbage.
Yeah, to pick your poison, Sarah. What would you rather have? Tara Strong, E.G. Daly, and the others, and the other chick, I can't remember her name, reading off this garbage, or have the impersonators read off this garbage?
The impersonators.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd rather have the impersonators and not taint my memory of the original.
Yeah.
I mean, as an aside...
I mean, we already had the originals reading this garbage, and that was called Dance Pants.
Dance Pants, the fucking death of this franchise. Thanks for reminding me.
Dance Pants was not that bad. It was a fun, generic episode, were it a standard mid-card, mid-season episode, no one would think twice about it. The reason people don't like it is because they don't like the way it looks, and I get that. It was super stylized. I thought it looked great.
It was
Dan's,
more of the fact that that was the reunion special. That was the big that was sort of like the comeback of sorts. And that was what they turned in? Really?
What he said. And I'm a diehard Power. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm a really big Powerpuff Girls fan, so please do not mention that fucking special in front of me again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get my axe and go on another psychotic rampage through the entirety of East Islip.
Okay, George. Okay, that's fine. We're not gonna talk about it anymore. You don't need to get your pants. You're all dance. Wait.
I hope it was worth it. Now you're gonna get yourself killed.
Calm down. Just take a call.
well,
Just dance it off, George. Just dance it off.
well, let's move on to slightly less inflammatory news, because I think we've covered this. Essentially, new Powerpuff Girls 2016, it's still looking like a very mixed bag, to say the least. Coming up next, and this is the first in the news from this studio, and we'll have a bit more from them later on. Production IG are looking to remake the cult, well, I say cult, one of the few, what I'd arguably say, mainstream critical success animes of its career, and that is FLCL, sometimes known as Fooly Cooly. And yeah, it's happening. They're going to do a remake. The question I have is, why?
Well, that's the question everyone has, actually. I've never even seen it, and I'm questioning why.
Well, what makes it even weirder is the fact that the original Fooly Cooly, say what you will, like, it is a fun series, and it is great to watch, but it was originally made, wasn't it just made as, like, a tech demo? Like, the first one, at least?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I could sort of understand them continuing the story, though, but I mean, what are they going to change? The show still holds up to this day. It still looks great. I mean, it's nearly 10 years old, if not is 10 years old?
I think so. Well, actually, I think the original, like, the first episode came out in 2000. Actually, I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's... Let me just check. Yeah, 2000. This show is 16 years old, and it still looks fantastic. There is still very little out there that looks as good as this. I could understand them remastering it for the sake of 4K. Because on a 4K display, this will look fucking amazing. But there's... What reason is there to remake it? All we know is that the remake's happening, but that's it.
Well, to make Haruto more Moe.
Oh, we're past the Moe. The dark age of Moe's been and gone. We're all about action shows now and comedy, and well, I suppose if you are going to remake it or re-release it with the success of stuff like One Piece Man showing that there's a big audience for sort of action comedy, not taking itself too seriously, going surreal. Yeah, One Piece Man.
It's One Punch Man, dude.
Or am I talking about One Piece Man? No. That's a good save. Yeah, I was talking about One Punch Man. But yeah, in general, I mean, I can sort of understand why, but it seems like since Trigger left Gainax and Production IG, they've sort of both been floundering. They've not really done a whole lot original. They're sort of more concerned with remaking their existing stuff. And that sort of suggests to me that maybe when Trigger left, because I don't know much about it, and if Ryoga was here, he could tell me more, I have no doubt. But it feels very much like since Trigger left, both Production IG and Gainax they've just lost a spark. The creativity's gone.
I miss Trigger.
Yeah, with what was it? They went from essentially Evangelion, Gurren Lagann, stuff like that to what was it like adapting Medaka Box or whatever it was called.
Yeah, and just remaking Evangelion, and that's been put on hold again. Well, Anna makes a new Godzilla, where inevitably Godzilla will turn out to be the main character's mother or some shit. Spoilers for Evangelion there. For those of you who haven't seen this now, like, what, 30-year-old show, nearly. Well, 20-year-old show? Yeah, 20-year-old show.
Well, I mean,
20-odd-year-old show.
well, I mean, to be brutally honest, I mean, um, with the Evangelion or Jillian, whatever you prefer, movies being put on hold, the manga took how long was it to get like completed? Like 20 years or so?
Something ridiculous, yeah.
To be honest, are you even surprised like this is going on? Like,
Uh,
then again, that's a different format. Um,
so, yeah, I mean, the only news we have on this at the minute is sort of it's happening, but that's it for now.
Yeah, which sucks, but oh well.
by the way, George, watch Fooly Fooly.
I will.
Yeah, seriously, what you like Kill the Kill? Watch Fooly Cooly.
All right, then.
Oh, moving on to brighter news. Young Justice Season 3 could be happening.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Norman the North 2 officially announced.
Oh, no, that's not in the news this week.
Oh, sad.
They're waiting for UK box office figures before the official announcement on that, I hear.
Wait, what? Seriously?
But yes, former Young Justice showrunner Brandon Vietti would be just as happy as fans to see more seasons of the animated series, according to comicbook.com. That's from an interview for his new film, Lego DC Comics Superheroes: Justice League Cosmic Clash.
What the title?
That is a long fucking title.
You think they could have made it any longer?
Don't.
I got it. Lego DC Superhero Action Fighting Piece Mecha EX Space and the Reckoning Evolution Super S Sailor Stars, the remake.
Super S Sailor Stars. You fucking scumbag. Fucking scumbag. Include Sailor R, not Sailor S Stars. The fuck are you? Some kind of Sailor Moon noob.
I'd say I am a bit of a Sailor Moon noob.
How dare you? Oh, who am I kidding? I haven't watched the show in a long time. Anyone from the group remember the days where I did nothing but complain about that fucking show?
Nobody.
Good.
Nobody. That's a way before I joined in your life and pretty much ruined it.
Good times. Good times.
Look, really not. I'm just saying. Yes, I am a Sailor Moon noob. Also, it should be noted, Norman the North is American and Irish.
John, let's get back to the subject. I do not want to know anything more about Norman with the fucking shit.
It's co-made in Ireland.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah.
Do we have any Irish people here?
No.
Okay.
David, I thought you were Irish.
Me? No, I'm Northern English.
Oh.
But that basically puts me in line with the Scots, the Welsh, and the Northern Irish.
Ah.
Anyway, yeah, so far, allegedly, according to Vietti, with Young Justice Season 3, the stories are conceived for what would be future seasons, and a series bible that goes well beyond what's been created. allegedly they're not done telling stories. They had tons of ideas for more seasons, and he'd love to get into it.
Hooray!
All this sounds fantastic. The real question is, what's Warner Brothers said on the issue? Because so far, it's just people involved in the show sort of saying, you know, we'd love to come back and do a new season of it, and the actual people in charge of whether or not that happens have sort of been silent on the issue.
Because I really think Netflix and Warner Bros. Are negotiating about this, because the numbers have been pretty high on that show. So pretty much they're still in negotiation. Though take what I said with a grain of salt, because I'm really not sure.
Well, again, as I said, this week it is mostly just a lot of rumour and speculation and a little bit of controversy so far. But yes, there's nothing on this really. It's just sort of the show's sort of had a big resurgence since coming on Netflix. Its viewing figures have been fantastic. I mean, maybe again it's just sort of representing kind of the death of standard broadcast television to younger audiences, that this show found more of a home on Netflix. It also possibly helps Netflix aren't fucking around with its airing time.
I have a question. Is the 2011 Thundercats series on Netflix?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you think it will be soon?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I think another thing, and Proto, I know what the message says. I know what it says. If you don't know, folks, there's a little group chat thing up here. I know what it says, and I don't want to mention it, but I think I may have to anyway. Fuller House may, in fact, help out Young Justice, kind of, because that's technically
Finish
one
that
of the...
sentence and you're muted. That's the only thing you have to say.
Wait, what?
Finish that sentence and you're muted.
I'm muted? You muted me?
I'm not. You're not muted yet. Just finish that sentence and you're muted.
So,
oh God, I'm just saying. You know, it's owned by Warner Brothers. It's owned by Netflix. You know, it could help. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying.
All right.
So, moving swiftly on, unless anyone has anything to add to that.
What about the Netflix anime that's being made?
Okay. We have a wee bit of casting news for Marvel's new TV series Iron Fist. For some reason, I'm talking like a sports announcer. Yes. Star Finn Jones has been cast as Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, and this has caused some controversy because apparently people want an Asian American actor to play a white character.
Well, now here's the thing I want to say up front. Like, I have heard apparently Asian American actors kind of do have a hard time getting big starring roles. I get that. Like that, for a record, that is bullshit. But you don't do something like this. Like, guys, the character was already white to begin with.
Well, the other issue is it's sort of a no-win for Marvel, because if they had recast him to be an Asian American actor, rather than making they'd have had the comic fans bitching at them and Tumblr bitching at them, essentially about how it's conforming to stereotypes and promoting exoticism and othering Asian Americans as, you know, martial arts masters and blah, blah, blah. Instead, they've managed to appease comic book fans and piss off Tumblr. So, you know, they've managed to get a 50-50 win on this.
Well, Tumblr, you know, it's always going to, here's the thing about Tumblr. It's like a gun. Somebody's always going to pull the trigger.
Absolutely. But that's sort of the problem a lot of these studios find themselves in these days. It's they don't want to cause offence because all it takes is one person to have had a pissy day, see a bit of news, and then start going, blah, 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 blah. This is offensive because made up reason, the patriarchy, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, that's all anyone talks about the show. That's all the show becomes associated with. It's a tricky time for sort of Hollywood.
I think the best one is one that I just found. I'm not screen sharing it because it's not on my computer, but um, there's a poster for My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, and the tagline says, "People change, Greeks don't." And the person who said that said, "I've been saying for years Greeks aren't people."
Well,
Shit.
that that's someone sort of. Yeah, this is sort of the absurdity of Tumblr. It's quite clear what the meant is. Other people change, but Grecian people don't. They stay true to the roots. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most people would understand that context, and you sort of, yeah, as you said, you illustrated my point there. It's someone just getting pissy at nothing. No one previously in the right mind would have questioned, and just.
Actually, David, it should be noted the person who wrote that, he wasn't being pissy about it. He was just making a joke about it. It's Brad Jones. Just saying it was not.
Fair enough.
So
So, yeah, that's just me, sort of.
you kind of wrote yourself in the corner there.
Yeah, I did. But yes, for those who don't know who the actor cast for Iron Fist is, British actor best known for his role as Loras Tyrell in Game of Thrones.
Oh, nice.
And this has caused trouble because
Tumblr being a bitch.
So, this ties into a point I made earlier that, yes, Oscars might be so white, but at least they're not British. Well, it turns out that Iron Fist might be so white, and he's also British, the whitest of white.
Ouch.
He is so British, and what I'm about to ream off will mean nothing to you three, but to our few British watchers, he has been in Hollyoaks, later, regular Hollyoaks, The Bill, Doctors, and then sort of got his big break in Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines.
Oh.
Ooh.
actually, wait,
Okay.
how is it that I've heard of Hollyoaks in the bill?
Sorry, did you say you've heard of Hollyoaks and the Bill?
Yep.
Good lord, man. Don't you have cheesy 80s sitcoms to be watching? Not terrible British drama.
Well, I would, but Small Wonder is not on Netflix in any way, so I can't do it.
But yeah, he's not an unknown quantity. He's got decent acting chops, so hopefully the show will be good.
Yeah.
And Twitter just said my very own ticket to the Oscars. Why the hell would I want a ticket to the Oscars right now?
Mm-hmm.
Don't miss all the action and the world's reaction only on Twitter. I'm looking at it right now. Twitter. You do not need. I'm looking at nihilist Arby's. Have any of you ever heard of nihilist Arby's?
Nope.
Can't say I have.
It is amazing. Let me read it. Ryan Seacrest, a talentless cipher sent to guide you through the vapid happenings of a brain-dead culture elite. There was never a god. Arby's.
Perfect.
Most of nihilist Arby's is pretty much this.
Pretty much. Yep.
Well, Shall we move on to our final bit of news?
Yep, because this is getting fucking dead.
Yes, it is. Okay. The final bit of news. Production IG are in the news again, having announced their new collaboration with Netflix to produce a Netflix original anime series. Of course, this is not the first time a US-based network has commissioned an original anime series. As we all recall, Cartoon Network's commissioning of The Big O from Sunrise.
And we all know how that turned out.
Never seen it
Yeah.
nor heard of it.
And there was also IGTX. They did that as well. Didn't MTV do one?
I believe it did.
I think they did.
I mean, sort of, I know Aeon Flux, at least in the UK, sort of got lumped in with anime and stuff. I wouldn't really classify it as sort of in the traditional sense.
It was anime inspired anyway. Like, it was anime inspired enough to where the creator of Flux managed to direct a part in the Animatrix.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't really call his style sort of anime. It's just sort of a cartoon that happens to come from Japan. It's sort of anime sort of conjures up a very sort of specific, sort of imagery. I mean, it can be wild and varied, but there's sort of a specific style one associates with anime. Whereas stuff like Aeon Flux and the work he did on the Animatrix looks very much more like a Western cartoon. But yes, this is going to be a 12-episode series directed by Kazuto Nakazawa, and it will be set in a future where scientists are attempting to create perfect humans. However, an evil organization kidnaps a number of these specimens and aims to use them to create a new world order. And isn't that basically the plot to Genocyber?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Genocyber?
Of
all the animes to rip off, they chose Genocyber? Like,
well, it's sort of a generic plot, but
well, yeah, but I mean, like the plot, like you compared it to the plot of Genocyber, like the OVA series with, like.
Yeah, the one that, because I'm the oldest person there, I'm probably the only one who remembers the old adverts at the beginning of my Urotsuki Doji VHS. Yes, VHS. Back when Mangaka UK used Celtic Frost to advertise, and there's like, the Cyberpunk Trilogy. Don't watch if you're squeamish. Oh, when anime was for men.
And Angel Cop was a thing.
Angel Cop was a thing, but it was not in the Cyberpunk Trilogy, which consisted of AD Police, Genocyber, and the only legitimately good show out of it, Cyber City or Wait. Oh,
I've heard of that one. I've heard that one's good.
Oh, I highly recommend it. It is 80s cheese, but it's done so well and so right. It's glorious.
And yet, apparently, you guys got the better soundtrack. You got the better musical soundtrack. Apparently, which I say.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, sort of what a lot of Mangaka UK used to do was, I mean, they recorded a lot of stuff that, funnily enough, never got released in the UK, to my knowledge, or at least was very difficult to find. It sort of got general release in the US, and it's sort of funny because where Mangaka UK used to record is probably about an hour and a half train ride from where I live.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yeah. They used to record in Wales.
Oh.
Anybody here?
An hour and a half train ride from where you live is the place where you could have heard that if this is justice, then I'm a banana.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
If I wasn't like not born at the time, most of these were recorded, or like one or two. But yes, the series is going to be called Perfect Bones, back onto the new series, and is set for release. Well, I don't have a release date for it yet. But actually, Netflix original anime isn't that new, allegedly. Apparently, they funded Knights of Sidonia and the Seven Deadly Sins.
They license them over here. I don't know if they really finance them in any way.
I think it's sort of Netflix may have sort of bought exclusive rights and funded for the dubbing. Whereas
Okay, well,
I
that
think
part, yeah. This
yeah,
part is,
I think this is more like their first brand new sort of exclusive show.
and of
Yeah.
course, if you wanna throw Glitter Force in there, you want it. Go ahead, Dimmer go.
No one wants to put Glitter Force in there.
I have a part of me actually wants to watch it just
No,
because, like, it sounds so horrible. I want to see how this goes down.
Me too.
funny story. The first time I ever found out there was a major thing with studios like redubbing series, like to the extent they used to do for children, like what 4Kids did and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 10 years old and I was watching a documentary on Yaoi and Yuri anime on a mainstream channel in the UK.
Oh my.
And they were talking about Cardcaptor Sakura.
Oh.
Card Captors, a mystic adventure card. For all time.
Anyway, I think that's all the news we've got for this week. It has been an incredibly slow news week. I am surprised we managed to pad the show out for as long as we have. And Proto has disappeared. But, George, if you'd like to begin, tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me. I'm not supposed to give away this address, but if you go by the old dumpster near the homeless shelter, take it by. You'll meet Steve. He should give you a good location. Oh, we're talking about where you can find me on the line. I thought you were talking about where you can find my meth dealership.
Meth
You can find me on.
dealership? I thought you were giving directions to your whorehouse.
Oh, my whorehouse is on the other side of East Islip, next to the old danky feeder. You can't miss it.
Oh, I was wondering where I was. I was driving all over East Islip just yesterday. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, really? Really, Texas boy? You just magically drove your way down to East Islip yesterday and managed to come back here?
Well,
Yeah.
the problem there, Jacob, is you were missing you didn't have the right sign. You want to look for the sign that's got the big ginger hair on it.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right. Oh, I thought maybe that was it, or maybe that was just a Wendy from Gravity Falls cosplay convention.
And if you also and for real, you can find me on a lot of places. You can find me on Facebook on the group. You can find me. I'm primarily using Twitter now, so look me up. And also on my letterbox. Both are from my Twitter and letterbox are connected, and they go by the name AerialRocks5. Look me up. And if you want to read my shit reviews and read my shit and unfunny tweets, then follow me if you want. David?
Well, Jacob, where can we find you?
Oh, you can find it very easily. It's just a giant. You can't miss it. It's his house. He got this giant, prepubescent giant face holding over his house, saying, "Come over. I'm so lonely." You can't miss it. You come to Texas, you can see it from like miles away.
Yeah, we get tons of visitors as a result of this, but I think they mean like where do they find me on social media, George?
Oh, okay. Well, you can look him up at Jorge.com, and he's also. Oh, I thought you meant. I didn't mean to talk about your porn industry site, Jake. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. By the way, hey, we got a big revenue upstairs recently. That was great.
I was about to say, funnily enough, isn't Texas like one of the most popular destinations for recording porn because of its relatively lax laws on what can and can't be recorded in the state?
I think so, actually. Well, considering the fact that it's the state where bestiality is legal. This is true, by the way, folks. You can look it up for yourself. I was so horrified when I found that out. So, whether or not where you can find me, I'm on the Facebook group as well, but I'm also on Cartoon Research and yet another anime group. There are two other Facebook groups that I'm in.
Called Hentai Forever, in case you're wondering.
Yes, it's called Hentai. No, it's literally called Yet Another Anime Group. You can find it fairly easily. It's also I'm also on Twitter under the name Something Blah. Yes, I went under that name, Something Blah. If you happen to see a face that at first glance may look like a ripoff of I Hate Everything face, but it's actually a screenshot from Ichigo from Bleach, that's me.
Okay.
What was it? I'm also on DeviantArt under the name Nobody Knows Elephants.
Nobody knows elephants.
But I know if it never forgets. You can't see it, but I just snapped.
Well,
anyways, you could also find me on Letterboxd. Kinda. I don't really do a whole lot there. I've only reviewed like 2 movies on the website so far.
Nice.
I meant to do more, but evidently I have less of a life than George. I have more of a life than George does.
Oh. Oh, you did fucking not.
well,
Anyways, I'm also on YouTube. Well, kind of in a way that I don't really do much. I may get a maybe sometime in the near future. I may get a stream. I'm also on Twitch under the name Jacob the Ultimate Destroyer. It was originally supposed to be a placeholder name, but apparently I can't change my name. So, and maybe I'll get a stream sometime soon. Who knows?
Get on with it.
yes, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Well, you can
And
find
also,
me.
I can find.
Would you like to share anything else, Jacob? Your PSN, your Xbox Live, personal email?
Phone number. By the way, my friend, Steve was talking to me earlier today. Apparently, you came by the meth dealership. He says your supply is ready.
Oh, great, thanks. Tell him I'll be by within the next couple days.
Okay, good. Let me just get my phone out. Yeah, Steve, you don't exist. Can we just end this show already?
Yeah, we're gonna get to the end. You can find me, your host, David Moore, on @relic_san. It's written nya. Nya. You can, of course, find me on the group, which is facebook.com/groups/MasterToons, or just search for MasterToons Assembled. I have a Twitch stream, which I'm hoping to get more into, where this week I will be doing some more Master Tuning with David. Keep an eye out for that on the channel. Also, keep an eye out for a show starring us three, tentatively titled Breaking Bomb. We hope to have that up for this week as well.
It's
keep an eye out.
B-A-U-M. Baum. You pronounce the A before you do the U.
Yeah, so Breaking Bomb, expect more reactions like that.
What? You would get my name right!
I mean, myself, I am so looking forward to Breaking Bomb. I don't know about you guys.
Anyway, keep an eye out on the main show page, of course. Give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Or if you disliked the show, thought we were absurd and offensive, by all means, give us a dislike, but at least tell us why so we can come and argue with you like the argumentative internet assholes we are.
Though
I've been David Moore. This has been a Master Tunes podcast.
One last
and
thing.
This is good night.
One last thing.